Goes on. Welcome to Disavowed Action Figures live at 7:05. How is everybody doing tonight? We are creeping closer and closer to that holiday season. I'm looking at my stack of action figures. It's way too tall. It's way too high. It's too high. They hit the ball too high. What movie's that from, everybody? Come on, we got to know this one, right? How we all doing, guys? Good to see you here tonight. As it said in the thumbnail, we will be talking Black Series HasLab failure of the Rancor. We'll be talking G.I. Joe Sky Striker success. We'll be comparing all of our thoughts on all of the crowdfunders that HasLab has swung here at the end of 2021. We'll be cracking open Koska Reeves. We'll be cracking open Tech from the Bad Batch. They've been sitting here on my toy pile for way too freaking long. We're just going to talk about toy sales, what's out there on the toy hunt, what you've been picking up on your toy hunts recently, as well as whatever else hell we want to talk about. You want to talk about AEW a little bit tonight? We'll talk about AEW. You want to talk about Winter is Coming next week? We'll talk about Winter is Coming. You want to talk about Kyle O'Reilly and Johnny Gargano possibly showing up at AEW? We'll do that too. You want to talk about Spider-Man and Kevin Feige announcing that Charlie Cox will be the future Daredevil of the MCU. But here's the thing. By future, does he mean next week? Or maybe even sooner than that? I don't know. We'll find out soon. All I know is we got to talk about some Rancor. We got to talk about some either upset people or some really, really happy people. But before we even get to doing any of that, let's see who's here so far tonight. First in the room, Lacerda Photo. How you doing, sir? Hope you're feeling better. I know it's been a rough month for you, buddy. With the holiday season coming up, hope you're feeling better. Hoping you get back on the hunt pretty soon, sir. Four Feathers in the house. Four Feathers, how we doing, man? What is up, sir? Still, the best name in all of social media history. Mama said pop you out. What's going on, sir? How are you doing? Four Feathers says Mama said pop you out. How's it going? Dark Joker Zin is in the house. Oh, boy. How you doing, sir? How you doing, Dante? What is up, man? Everybody, if you haven't checked out Dante's new show, Infinity Equation Creators, check it out. I had it on last week. I'm just trying to learn all about this 3D printing thing. I didn't even know what a 3D printer was till about a year ago. I'm lucky I can work a paper printer at this point. And I'm talking the old paper printers, not even the ones that are hard to do now. I can barely fax or send a scan. So if you want to learn about technology and how people make these awesome props, people can actually make them instead of buying them like I do. They're my damn money. Check out Infinity Equation Creators. Also, the Equation in general. It's a great show. It's good people. Check it out. Lacer says, LOL. Jay Girk, the collector, in the house. How we doing, Jay Girk? Glad to have you here, buddy. Happy to see you being here, man. NJ Tree is in the house. What's going on, sir? I know I just messaged you on Instagram just before we got started here tonight. Yeah, I've gotten lucky finding those turtles, the Playmates, but I really think this is the first time I've seen Raphael. I'm not positive. I feel like I've never seen all four at once. So that was kind of cool seeing those at the Tamakawa, Land of the Running Water, Walmart in Skook County. I did not see any of the party wagons other than the one I picked up for you, sir. So again, those either are stuck on a boat somewhere, on a barge, or they'll eventually be here. 6 packs of knickknacks. What's going on, man? What goes on? All a fine Wednesday upon us all. Merry Wednesday, son. Everybody, cheers to that. Dead air is bad air, but it's okay. 6 packs of knickknacks. What's going on, man? Patrick is in the house. P. Nitty, cheers. What's going on, Patrick N? How you doing, buddy? Glad to see you here. Trans Aaron 38. What's up, PA Coalition? How you doing, Aaron? What's up, man? Killing it with some of his reviews over there on his YouTube channel. How you doing, sir? Aaron, are you going to the toy show on Saturday over in Lancaster? I will be going to the one here in Allentown. Unfortunately, JB's and VR Hobbies both scheduled the same Saturday. I think we talked about this maybe like a month or two ago. I will be going to VR Hobbies here in South Mall in Allentown on Lehigh Street, which, by the way, if you're local, everybody, South Mall, Lehigh Street, Allentown, Pennsylvania. Great freaking toy show this upcoming Saturday. 8 to 10 early buy-in. I think it's $10. And then I believe it's 10 till 4 after that. It's in a giant back room of this mall called South Mall. I have an episode up there somewhere. My recent toy hunt from yesterday, and down in the description, I did put the episode number and the link, I believe, for the video I did from the last show they did in this venue. Now, I was not at this venue for Christmas this time of year for holiday season. However, I heard it's one of the biggest shows of the year. So I'm looking forward to that on Saturday. I'll be covering it. Obviously doing a toy hunt there, some live Instagram videos as well on the story, showing what great stuff they have at that toy show. By the way, if you're unfamiliar, we do have an Instagram with daily toy content and daily updates and toy hunts over at Disavowed_12. So please check us out. You're welcome, Dante. As I say, man, great content deserves to be talked about. And again, thank you, sir. I know you had mentioned my show on your Instagram live stream the other night, so I appreciate that as well. I never asked, but again, I appreciate it. Trans Aaron, bats and alley vipers hitting targets soon. Oh, Aaron, I'm getting itchy. Ooh, I'm getting itchy. Oh man, I have so many pre-ordered right now, just in case. But you know what? You got to think, Aaron, those bats and alley vipers might hit those shelves before those pre-orders ship. I am dying. Also, I believe I had read somewhere or seen somewhere on YouTube that the alley vipers and the bats that are the Target exclusives should be hitting soon as well. In fact, I'm guessing that's what you're talking about. Yes, hitting Target, Aaron. So I apologize if that's what you had meant. But yeah, those Target exclusives should be hitting, I believe, very soon. Sixpack says, stuck on a barge, Simpson. I agree, man. Four Feathers says, Trans Aaron, good to hear. Hope you see them at the stores. I agree. Dante says, so this Festivus episode where we air our grievances. Yes, Dante, we're going to air our grievances. We're going to feat some strength. We're going to just take care of business here tonight. And we are going to air our grievances with Hasbro. Now, I'm not even a major Black. I'm going to say I'm not even remotely major. I'm not even a minor Black Series collector. I've had literally probably less than 12, which honestly is a lot for me. Bad Batch pulled me in. Mandalorian pulled me in. And I had to pick up some of the classic figures when I saw them on clearance. But yeah, Dante, we got to talk. And again, I'm sure you guys are going to cover this very, very well this upcoming Friday on the Infinity Equation. But I got to air some grievances tonight too, because I think a lot of people that are Black Series collectors are actually more happy this failed rather than that it didn't. Jared Aaron says, no, I'm not going. I'm plastic crack withdrawal since the Greencastle Toy Show. Hey, man, I get you. That wallet goes very quickly. Sixpack says, Lancaster Toy Show at the outlets this Saturday as well. Bryce Remsburg from AEW will be there for picks and autographs. Check that out. Hey, pew pew. Ryan Laserpants, what's going on? 3 POA podcast is in the house, as well as the Infinity Equation, of course. How you doing, Ryan? What's going on, man? Merry Wednesday. Lacerda says, I need one each Target canceled order. Oh, Target can't. Never good when Target does that, right? Instead, they just freaking charge our cards for no reason. Trans Aaron says, a buddy in New York found a bat on the shelf. That is insane. They are hitting already. Four Feather says, was just going to say feats of strength next. You got to love Seinfeld. He's got to love it. NJ Tree says, got to jump off. I'm starving. Hey, see you later, NJ Tree. Thanks for stopping by, man. Andre says, so happy it failed. All right, guys. So we're going to open some Black Series figures here while we talk about the Black Series Rancor. All right. So again, I am not in a million years going to pretend that I am even remotely an authority in the Black Series for Star Wars. I enjoy the movies. I'm a casual viewer of the cartoons. I'm not even remotely caught up on really most of the series at all, with the exception of watching all Bad Batch. That's why I had to buy the Bad Batch figures as they come out. By the way, this is crushed because it's the only one at Walmart like months ago. So I wanted to get it. Since then, I've seen it like 6 times, like minty. And I just couldn't get myself to take this back and try to explain to them it was like this when I bought it, because they'll be like, why'd you buy it? And I got to explain it, and that's be weird. So I'm like, F it, whatever. It's coming out of box anyway. I'm not getting it graded. So yeah, there's my tech. But anyways, yeah, the Rancor, failure, massive failure. What do we think, everybody? I mean, I know Laserpants, and I know Dante talked a lot about this with Alex the other night on the Infinity Equation podcast. And the thing is, like, it seems like most Black Series fans just said, this isn't right. You know, you're fleecing us for the amount of money you're asking. I know the big thing was the pack-ins, freaking bones, right? A Luke that most people probably already have. Andre's happy it failed. Floyd says, made it. What's going on, Floyd? How you doing, Floyd Armstrong? What's going on, man? I really liked your Instagram picture earlier today of the army builders of the Stormtroopers, man. You know I'm an army builder junkie, Floyd. So that was very cool. So yeah, just train wreck out the gate. They tried to save it in the end. You know, regarding the concept of adding in, you know, the other figure. And it's just, you know, it wasn't enough and it was too little too late. And the thing is, collectors of all toys, we're fickle. We are people who have somewhat of disposable income. We can buy the toys that maybe we didn't get when we were kids, you know, or buy them again if we lost them. And if you piss us off, you're going to, oh, I'm just going to tear this to hell. Why not? It's all freaking screwed up anyway. So yeah, when you pissed off the fans in its original inception with what was going to be going on with that particular pack-in set for that Rancor, you knew it was all over. Now, again, we can sit here and wax poetic. Sorry about bumping the camera. We can sit here and wax poetic all about the other things that went wrong with it. By the way, in case you don't know who this is, Tech, there it is. Tech is the computer and weapons specialist, the most talkative of the group. His genetically enhanced brain can puzzle through technical issues at speeds even faster than some droids. Get that out of here. All right, so yeah, I mean, so they pissed off the fans early, which is never a good plan. They tried to save it in the end. They didn't put enough with it. Nobody ever expected it to hit any of those freaking stretch goals anyway. And the thing with all that is, even with the stretch goals, like it wasn't even stuff people really wanted. And let's factor in, and I'll give them a little bit of wiggle room here. We have to factor in the idea that it's not really an army builder, right? It's not like we've seen multiple Rancors that I'm aware of, at least in a movie. So again, it doesn't make sense to have that. So you got to factor that into the equation. There goes the gun. I don't know if it hit the tail. There it is. Got lucky. So yeah, I mean, I feel bad for Black Series fans if they wanted it, but for the Black Series fans that honestly just said enough is enough, you're not taking my money anymore. I give them credit because it's hard because they keep hitting you so hard with the whole dream project. And then they even said, and don't get me going to these freaking single jointed elbows. Oh God, Black Series fans, I feel so bad for you sometimes. Oh man. But then they hit you with this, they even pissed people off with the announcement. So we keep trying to bring you these dream projects as best we can. So in the future, maybe we'll revisit that. That's just rubbing it in more. That's saying, we're pissed you didn't fund this and didn't give us your hard-earned money, when in reality, we didn't give enough to you for it. And I always hear Cheney and the guys over at Toy Migos talking about this. The idea that, by the way, this is pretty cool that flips up and down. I think that's awesome. The idea that Black Series just doesn't get enough of anything. They don't get enough accessories, alternate heads, alternate hands. And I feel really bad because, like, again, you look at what us Legends collectors get in a box with our standard figure, and Black Series fans are lucky they get something like that with a deluxe release, let alone a standard release. So it's been a long time coming. And again, Black Series fans, Ryan, Laser Pants, I know I really look at you as an authority in the Star Wars community with everything you talk about on the Infinity Equation. And I can tell that, again, you pretty much, I think we're on the same page with that as a Black Series fan. I know you said you weren't going to back it. And again, they got on the bad side of the toy community early. And you can't do that, especially with Star Wars fans. Forfeiter says, me too, HasLab. They have stopped being greedy. Lacerda says he's glad it failed. Aaron says, got to go back to work. Hey, good seeing you, Aaron. Enjoy the rest of your week, man. No problem, Floyd. I like the picture, man. Andre says they could have made a Republic clone trooper drop ship and 1 million people would have backed it. But we get a Rancor. Yeah. And again, like it just goes back to the idea that you feel like Star Wars does not have their finger on the pulse of the community and the fans, or they don't want to. It's like they don't want to even listen to the fans. They're just going to do whatever the hell they want, and you're supposed to buy it. Again, I can't say it enough because I know they're watching. The Marvel Legends team, I mean, Ryan and those guys, they kill it. I mean, they absolutely kill it. And they listen to the fans, and they go back and they redo figures that people want that are going for a crazy amount of money. Buster's Sword 275, we got it right this time, says it was sad that the Rancor failed. That shows Hasbro isn't truly paying attention or talking to fans, as well as the many lab. Completely agree. Alyssa, what's up? Says, rip that box like Danhausen. Very nice, very evil. Andre says, it's no secret everybody wants Boba Fett and Clone Trooper stuff. Who asked for a Rancor? Just not listening to the fans. I mean, you can watch them when they do live streams. And again, obviously, I'm a peon when it comes to these sorts of things. I don't know how the actual industry works besides what I see on like Spectre Creative or, people who put out toy videos. But like, you think that more thought has to go into it. Like, Marvel Legends crushed it with the Sentinel. They came back. People doubted Galactus. Galactus exploded, so they surpassed any possible the thought that they had. Mom Fabio says, I thought instead of unlocks with tier, maybe reduce the cost as unlock tiers. That's not a bad idea. See you, Aaron. Floyd says 250 plus BS figures, all the creatures, speeders, and even that damn TIE fighter. I wanted the Rancors not for that crap. Yeah. Again, and here's the thing. I can't remember who said this. Might have been, again, somebody in the equation. Ryan might have said this. They were showing it with the arms like straight up in the air. Who the hell cares? You're not going to freaking pose your freaking Rancor that's arms just straight up in the air, freaking vertically. Why would you even bother doing that? So again, anyways, oh man, I'm taking one. I'm not even that big of a Black Series fan. So here is a closer look at our most recently purchased Snake Eyes Alpha, standing here with our Tech. Again, they look pretty good together. I mean, Snake Eyes is just a black suited figure, but I'm digging it. So again, looking cool. I'm not going to dig out all the Black Series. I was going to, but honestly, I'm not going to fart around that tonight. We will put Koska, obviously, up here on the rotating base, along with another Black Series figure to get a better idea of scale and proportion across that particular line. So yeah, everybody, again, feel free to keep putting your comments down below. I'll keep getting to those. Because again, I feel like Black Series fans, it's like they tease you with this idea and they cheat you. Even the Barge. I mean, Bobby Vala over Valaverse, when he was on the Fini Equation last year or a year and a half ago, was talking about the same idea. And he had said that for the Barge to actually get through, they gave like sick, crazy discounts to different people in Hasbro, like actual employees, to get that Barge to pass the first go around. Obviously, there's the Cookie Monster fiasco, as you saw in the thumbnail. If you didn't know that, they tried to put a freaking Cookie Monster in the line. What the hell were you thinking? So that's another failure. Unicron, I believe it's pronounced, for Transformers barely got across the line from what I understand. That was a whole disaster. But again, Marvel Legends just kills it with these things. And even G.I. Joe, like, props to them for what they did. Laser Pants Pew Pew says no one wanted a 6-inch scale Rancor more than Ryan, but I couldn't support that campaign. It's price gouging at its finest. I completely agree, sir. And again, check out Infinity Equation last week, everybody, for Laser Pants' opinion on that. He is very much a Star Wars guru. He is the guy to listen to when it comes to Star Wars. If I have a question, I either go to him or go to Jay Girk the Collector, my other buddy. Laser Pants definitely in the toy community knows his Star Wars. So if he's saying it's price gouging, he's not just going to say that. You know, he's not looking to start problems with Hasbro. Heck, we want to buy toys. We want to support these plastics. We want to support these HasLabs because we want more things to come out. But it's got to be fair to the consumer. And it just wasn't a good idea. Lacerda says Hasbro has their fingers up there. Well, you know what? Agreed. Laserpan says my number one want in the Black Series line is the Rancor. So you again, like, do they retool it and maybe just put that up by itself at retail? I know that's been the big thing. You know, put it out at retail and see what happens, sort of idea. And don't, you have to factor in as well the idea that we do. They were also running freaking 4 of these things at one time. What the hell, Hasbro? Like last time, okay, the Sentinel, everybody had their checks they got in, right? Which I would hope if you're spending it on things you need to spend it on. But people had some extra money thanks to the kickback everybody got with what was going on with the government there, right? During the COVID stuff. Oh, God, I said I'm demonetized. Wait, I'm not monetized anyway. Who cares? During the pandemic. And that was a big deal, right? And, you know, so people had some extra money laying around. But when you run 4 of these things, again, if you didn't know, Ghostbusters, they passed. They got through, I believe it was, oh, geez, why do I always blank on his freaking name? It was Spangler's pack, right? Got through. As I said, mentioned the Sky Striker, good on them. They realized they needed to offer more. Cool campaign what they pulled the other day with Cobra hacking the system. I thought that was really cool. And they got over the line. So good for G.I. Joe getting the Sky Striker through. And obviously we have Galactus this year getting through. You know, you have these things that they are passing, they're getting through. But again, like Star Wars, you got to listen to your fans, you know, give them what they want, not what you think they want. Okay, Figures, what's going on, buddy? How you doing, man? What is up? Palpatine 1975 says, hi, I backed the Rancor and I'm super bummed. Do you think Hasbro will go back and reevaluate and give it a second chance, knowing almost 9,000 wanted this? My thoughts. I don't know, dude. I don't know. They really like to stick to their guns. I feel like, at least they're saying they're going to stick to their guns because they want these things to pass. They want these things to hit their mark right away because it's embarrassing for them when they don't pass. Like, this is going to be a black stain. This is going to be a scar on the Star Wars Black Series line. You know, look, again, I'm not a big Black Series guy. I've said it before, I'll say it again. And I'm taking time to talk about this in the community. And again, you see Marvel Legends just destroying it, doing an awesome freaking job. Ghostbusters' first one gets over the line. So I don't know. I feel like if they do that, though, Palpatine, they are admitting fault, which they've not been prepared to do in the past. And I feel like if they admit fault, they're going to them, look like they're losing. When in reality, it might score some points with their fans, which is what they should be more concerned about, is actually scoring points with their fans, as opposed to being worried about being, quote unquote, proven wrong. So I don't know. What do I know? I'm just a dude who collects plastic and talks about it on YouTube. So again, oh, there he goes. Again, I don't know what they'll do. I think down the road they might revisit the idea because they spent so much time and effort developing it, but it won't be for a while. I can't imagine it's for a while. Ryan says the barge employee discount was 50%. Oh my God. So again, you talk about the barge getting through. Who knows how many of those sold to employees for 50% off. And that was huge for them because that's one of their earliest ones, or their first one, I believe, that they had to get it across the line or else these things would never get off the ground. Even the WWE ring, or WWF, I guess, technically, we talked a lot about that on the different podcasts. And a lot of us thought that wasn't going to get through. And it did, because the fans, they gave enough to the fans. And again, that might have been a ripoff too. I know Dante and some other people weren't happy about what they were charging for that. And again, I wouldn't have gotten it. I have one basic AEW ring I've never even opened before due to space concerns. But so many of these projects have been passing. And you just say to yourself, like, you know what? Like, they did something wrong. If all the other ones, for the most part, are getting through, you would think that this would get through as well if they would have handled it the right way, which they, unfortunately, there goes the helmet. They unfortunately did not do. So I don't know. I mean, we'll see what happens in the future with it. I want Black Series fans to be happy, as I am, again, a casual collector. But it just gets to the point where you say to yourself, you know what? You got to learn from your lessons, Hasbro. So we'll see if they do or they don't. I don't know. So speaking of learning from lessons, I do like this idea with putting the helmet actually on the figure. I think that's cool. I'm worried about paint rub. I don't know if anybody else in the long run has noticed any paint rub issues or paint coming off when they pop these helmets on and off. I like the idea of kind of tucking them under the arm. That's what I did back here with Bo-Katan. I actually have the other Bad Batch wearing theirs. So I'd assume I'd keep his on there as well. Buster Swords says supposedly Hasbro is announcing a Power Rangers HasLab pretty soon. It'll be interesting if it funds. Well, if it's the only one going, it's got a much better chance. Hey, we're getting all sorts of bad comments here. So apparently, I don't know, I got lucky and people actually know my channel exists. They're putting this kind of shit on here, huh? Laserpan says it'll be a long time before they do that again. I agree. It's going to be a very long time till that happens again. So the first time I'm going to actually do this, I just put that user on timeout. I should just block their ass. I agree, Laser Pants. I agree with your opinion there. Floyd says the amount of cheap foam rubber on it was ridiculous. It even ripped on camera during the live stream. Yeah, you know, crazy. And again, good for Joe people who are getting that Sky Striker that they want. I didn't back it. I don't have a lot. I have the retros, the Walmart retros. They're now going to be discontinued for a while. I do have all of those, a couple doubles on my wall. However, I unfortunately, I just couldn't do the Sky Striker just because it's not my thing that I really collect a lot of. So I got to pick my battles, right? There's so much to buy out there right now that I had to pass, unfortunately. But that I'm very happy got across, just because it's going to ensure we get more G.I. Joe stuff down the road. So here's Koska Reeves. I know this is a harder figure to find for people. I bought it at VR Hobbies. Again, I'm not just saying it because it's a local store. Great website, very good prices. This was a big box price at $22.99. So support VR Hobbies. Again, they run the toy show this week. Very, very good people as well. Dante says they will look at it as a fail and say collectors did not want it, so they'll skip the Rancor. They may do something different or may stick with the vintage. Yeah, you know, they're gonna interpret it the way they need to. It's just aggravating. Okay, Figure says, how do you strip without clothing? I don't know. I've looked that one up though. Lacerda says pride's a real BIA. I agree, it is, but makes people do crazy things. Palpatine 1975 says you have a point. They would have invested a lot of money into the campaign, and the Rancor is iconic. I don't know. I agree with what Dante and Ryan had said too, and I think that they don't want to admit fault there. It's going to be a while. I think it's going to be a while. Okay, Figure says removable helmet was my favorite gimmick as a kid. Yeah, it's cool. It really is cool. I mean, I get worried again with these figures that's going to have some paint rub in the long run, but you never know. Andre says they expect slapping a Star Wars label on it, and this crap will pass. The Rancor tears were, in my opinion, the nails in the Rancor coffin. Yeah, and they pissed fans off early, and that was the end of it, right? Six Packs Nick says it was a link for Hans Moleman. No worries. Okay, figures. That was funny as well. Stan, what's going on, Stan? Hey, never apologize for being late, dude. Anytime you take your precious time, all you guys, and you take your time out of your day to come hang out. You know, I know we all work, we all have things going on, so we have very limited amount of time to do our things. So when you guys come and hang out, I appreciate it. Whether it's live on a playback or again, if you miss it, you miss it. It's cool. Forfeiter says, got her coming any day now via GameStop. Incredible. So cool. GameStop had freaking Cocomelon dolls for sale today. Isn't that weird? I guess they're expanding their horizons with toys. Lacerda says, not a fan of the Joe HasLab. Yeah, I believe a lot of people in the community will put it to you this way. I'm glad it exists. It just wasn't for me. I'm really hard in on classified. There's more and more coming every year, so I'm more on the classified. Koska Reeves, as it says here, a master of hand-to-hand combat, Koska Reeves is loyal to Bo-Katan and as a member of a band of Clan Kree's Mandalorians striking back at the Imperial Remnant. Again, I'm not going to claim to know a lot about these characters when it comes to the mythos. I just think they looked awesome in Mandalorian, and I know that Sasha Banks is the actress playing this character, which made it even cooler. Part of me almost was mad at myself for not buying the Sasha Banks recent WWE Elite release just to compare these. I was looking around like, oh man, if I had that, that'd be cool. But again, to spend $20 on a figure just to compare it to another one, I couldn't do it. Although the blue hair looked very nice, very evil. All right, so let's get Koska out here. I'm finally starting to part with a lot of my packaging. I've been a packaging collector over the last few years, but I'm realizing I'm running out of real estate. So a lot of the packaging is just going to get thrown away for these anymore. I'm still keeping my Legions. I'm still, Legends. Although Legends is another thing we have to talk about, Krampus. I'm still keeping most of my Joe stuff. My AEW gets chucked because it's not resealable. So yeah, here she is, taking a close look. Very excited to see this figure out of the packaging. Pumped. Stan says, oh my, that new Boba Fett figure is getting a lot of hate because it's a deluxe figure. I do have that. That's the Boba Fett I bought at deluxe, but I got it on sale. Lacerda says he's only doing the classifieds. There's so many rabbit holes, probably smart. That ponytail on Koska worries me, seems like could snap off easily. I'm glad you said that because now I'm getting concerned. I didn't know. Forfeather says, yes, that is hilarious. You saw that too. Yeah, the Bratz doll. Yeah, LOL dolls, yeah. I guess they're just trying to diversify. I mean, they were almost bankrupt before the pandemic. So, Studio, what's going on? Hey, how you doing, man? What is going on? Forfeather says, yeah, it's so they can up the price. Agreed. Sixpack says AW is resealable. What you talking about? It's resealable if you fake it. I do have an Orange Cassidy one that I really took my time with down below to open. However, it is not. Ooh, I'm going to put that viewfinder broken. All right, sorry about the plastics down, but you're going to have that when you're cracking open plastic live. Man, I wonder if that breaks out a lot of people when they take that out. That seems like very easy to break. I know one possible complaint with a lot of these figures is this is basically a repaint of Bo-Katan. But again, if it gives us what we want, if it gives us the team, then why not? What's the problem? I mean, it looks cool. It's going to look awesome on the shelf with the other Mandalorian figures. So here it is, the price of admission. Let's see the head sculpt. I don't know. What do you think? Again, I don't think we can expect it to be as nice of a head sculpt as they're going to have with WWE Elites. I'm sure there's a likeness thing. They can probably only do so much photo reel with Sasha Banks to begin with. Very smooth shoulder joints, which is cool. Elbows, of course, we get the single jointed elbows. I know that Cheney over at Toy Migos is sworn off of these because of that very reason. Arms seem almost loose to a point, to be honest. They're rotating way easier than I would expect them to. I'll have to compare that to how they are over on my Bo-Katan. I see what you're talking about, Floyd, regarding that ponytail. It's a very soft plastic, so I think it should be okay. But if you're popping that helmet on and off a whole lot of times, I can see people getting concerned about being careful. Again, we get the viewfinder going on there. If I'm saying that incorrectly, please correct me. I don't sound wrong all the time. I like the insignias on the shoulders. They came out nice. Again, also on the chest. I think there were people complaining, wherever they were complaining, that the armor on both of these figures has like the boob plates on the front as opposed to being a flat armor. I don't know. Is that a big deal? I'm sorry. Maybe I'm just too old school to think that that's a big issue. There is storage here, obviously, for one of the guns on the side that you can put in. I'll probably be doing double guns, double trigger fingers, so why not? Guns are obviously pretty tiny. Don't drop them in the carpet. They will go MIA and you will be mad. I guess there's not really a trigger per se because it's kind of cut out on the bottom of this, which I'm guessing is accurate to the show or whatever. See what I'm talking about? So you kind of can feed the finger through, even though there's not actually a necessarily a guard there for it. So you can still kind of get the finger around the trigger, I guess. I'm not going to be, there we go. I think I kind of got it there. I'm not going to be that particular with it to get it to that exact point. There it goes. I'm dropping stuff all over the place tonight. But here is Koska. I don't know. I'm not a huge fan of the head sculpt, as I said. Very small feet, which again, you're going to have on a female figure. I'm sure, though, we can get her to stand with some finagling, and it wouldn't be a Disavowed live stream unless we drop stuff on the floor. So here is Tech back to back with Koska Reeves. I'm digging it. Looks pretty cool. I will get Bo-Katan because she is in the front of my Black Series shelf here. So we will compare Bo-Katan as well. We'll get the head sculpt, the helmet taken off to get a better look at that figure with the head sculpts both looking similar. Let's get Tech off to the side. Let's get this helmet off again here. And again, I will say right there that the ponytail got caught on the helmet. So definitely be careful because it can happen. So you're going to have to be careful with that as you are applying it. And there she is. Alyssa, if you're still there, you know I'm a Katie Sackhoff fan. There's our Katie Sackhoff with our Sasha Banks. I'm digging it. It looks pretty cool. I'm glad I have these. Sometimes in Star Wars, I get some FOMO. And then I pick the figures up. And then in the long run, I have some buyer's remorse because I know I'm not a huge Star Wars guy. But Mandalorian figures and Bad Batch, I just think they look awesome. And I do have my Samuel L. Jackson over there. I do have my Darth Vader, my Luke, my Yoda, my Darth Maul. So I do have other figures there that they look cool on the shelf with each other. So I'm digging it. Hey, White Mike Bogata, what's going on? How you doing, man? How you doing? What is going on? You missed us giving our strong thoughts on the Rancor. Feel free if you want to check that on the playback later. Let us know in the comments what you thought about the Rancor. Did you try to get it? Did you pass on it because you felt it was unfair as well? I said I was kind of in the middle. I didn't plan to get it either way, but I agreed it was definitely taking advantage of the fans in the long run. Not cool. I'm just going to point this out. I said Katie Sackhoff, and this man, Greg Miller, showed up in like 15 seconds. Greg Miller, how you doing, sir? Legends_and_pops on Instagram. How you doing, Greg? Glad you can make it, buddy. Hope things are going well for you. We did talk a lot about the Rancor. We talked about the G.I. Joe getting funded. We talked about other crowdfunded HasLabs. We talked about some of the WWE ring that got through. Essentially, Greg, to summarize, we all said that Star Wars needs to listen to their fans more, have a better finger on the pulse, because other than friggin' Cookie Monster, basically everything else has gotten across the line except for the Rancor. So, I think that's the best way to probably look at it, that essentially by hook or by crook, everybody else got across except for that. And we think they're going to take it out on the fans. They're going to be like, well, you don't want this, fine, we'll stick it to you later. So those are my thoughts on the HasLab, everybody. Hope it makes sense. And again, it is what it is. I feel bad if you did want it that it didn't get through. Forfeiter says, what just thinking of Greg when he pulled out Bo-Katan? I know, right? What Mike Bogetta says, I would have backed the Rancor, but I wanted to back the Sky Striker. So I take it you got the Sky Striker. That's awesome. And actually, White Mike, that goes back to something else we were talking about earlier, which was the idea that I really feel that was a failure, not a failure, a misstep on Hasbro's end to have all four of these running basically concurrently with each other. Money is tight to begin with a lot of people right now. We mentioned earlier, when the Sentinel came out, a lot of people had some checks coming in. Those rebate checks, whatever they were called, I can't remember anymore. So we had some extra money, but it's the holiday season. Everybody's spending money. Everybody has kids. They have family. They have spouses. They have girlfriends, boyfriends, best friends, dogs, cats, aunts, uncles, grandparents, godparents, godsons, nephews, nieces, whatever the hell, coworkers, secretaries, pairs, whatever you want to call everybody to buy for. So it's like, do I buy every one of these things, or do I buy what I really like the most and then spend the other money on my family? So it does get difficult for sure. So again, hopefully I think the fact that people stuck to their guns is the best part here. Greg says, Katie Sackhoff, I'd buy that for $1. Oh man, that's funny stuff. That's good. But yeah, guys, other than that, as far as toy news goes, I do know that crazy Motu sales this past week. I don't know how long they went for. My most recent toy hunt over here at Disavowed Action Figures from yesterday, I did have pictures of the signs in the thumbnail, so you can probably see the dates. of how long those sales are going to run for. That video was mostly taken on Sunday. So a lot of that, I don't know if it expired yet, but if you're playing a long game on Origins or you're playing the long game on Mo 2, that would probably be the time for you to jump in on some of those lines, whether it was Origins or whether it was Revelation. So a lot of those were hitting sales recently. I don't know how long they'll sit for. So if you're looking to get in on it, now's probably the time. I still need a Mo 2 He-Man. I was trying to get it for like cheap. I know they're getting slashed overall. They were slashed at Walmart. So eventually I'll jump in on that. It'll definitely happen. Let's see what we got going on here. Floyd says, should have done the HasLabs in the spring, tax return time. I agree, Floyd. You know, more money in people's wallets, they would be more likely to spend more money on those things. 6 packs, and Knickknack says, SmackDown is in Hershey, Greg, I think in February. Sasha just may be in town to say hello. I know he's a big fan of Katie Sackhoff, but I'm sure he also likes Sasha as well. Alyssa says, I had a toy hunt fail this week. It's okay, Alyssa. Who knows? They may not even been there. More about that on a future toy hunt. Lacerda says they're still going at his Target. That's awesome. Again, lots of good sales going on there. Dante says, or have a National Lampoon Christmas Vacation bonus check. It's the gift that keeps on giving. It's a 1-year membership in the Jelly of the Month Club, Dante. That's what I really should have sent to you guys, was a 1-year membership in the Jelly of the Month Club. Such a good movie. Okay, Figure says G.I. Joe Bat found in New Jersey. Oh, my. Okay. Well, I guess I'm going toy hunting. Bye, guys. See you later. Andre says, okay, Figures, do you know if they were street dated by chance? I would like to know that. Andre says, taking my grandma to a casino on Saturday, and yeah, I have to save money for that. She's turning 93. Happy birthday to Andre's grandma. That's so cool. 93, dude. That is awesome. Have a blast. Take lots of pictures. Enjoy your time together. That is incredible, sir. It's a gift that gives the whole year, says 6 packs. Good luck at the casino. I agree. Greg says, oh, damn, really? Yeah, man. Okay, Figure says Target. Greg says that is Edward. That it is, Edward. That it is. Don't piss me off, Art. Not RG. Alyssa, that happens way too often for me as well. 6 pack says Giant Center, I think middle to the end of the month. Okay, Figure says no street date, dude. That is awesome. That is cool. Dude took it home. I have a bunch on pre-order, but if I see them, I'm buying them. I'll freaking army build them. Stan says, have you ever hunted in New York? New York City once, way before my YouTube. I had just started Instagram. The GF and I went up for New York Comic-Con. Not really for Comic-Con. We just went that day and ended up going to Comic-Con. So we hit like the old Toys R Us that was up there and some of the other toy stores. We hit, obviously, Midtown Comics and things like that. Dark Triggerson says, where I was in New Jersey today, the toy aisle was dry. Oh, man, Dante. I don't know how much new stuff, unless they accidentally put it out, will be out before Christmas from this point on, right? That's always the big question you have to wonder about. So the last thing I want to talk about is Mythic Legions. Freaking Krampus. Holy crap, is that freaking awesome. I was literally in the toy hunt. I even said it in the video, and I'm zooming around, and no word of a freaking lie, I just happened to pull in my parking spot, crack open Instagram really quickly, and there it was. There it was, the freaking Krampus from Mythic Legions. I knew nothing about it before then. Got super uber lucky with finding that. Ordered one in the first window. Then they shut down the sales. I ordered a second one at 8 p.m. Probably one to rock, one to stock. That Krampus looks friggin' amazing. I was at Krampus Fest this weekend as well. So it totally was awesome to get. Did anybody else pick up the Krampus Mythic Legion? Because wow. And the fact that they kept it a secret and the fact that it's freaking ready to ship. Oh my God, I just realized this. These 3 kind of match each other. That's pretty cool. Dante, how you liking Feral Cheddar, by the way? I know you had to heat up some of those joints. It's awesome once you can actually move them around a little bit. So yeah, that Demon of Christmas, I'm so pumped to pick that up. I was curious if somebody else is grabbing that. Craig Miller says, I love the part after where he goes to the eggnog and dips it in, whispers and nods. It's good. It's good. It's good. It's good. It's good. It's good. I agree, Greg. There's just so many one-liners. Between that and A Christmas Story, I could be here all day. I freaking love it. Krampus, the Demon of Christmas. Yes, man. Lacerda says he got his Krampus coming. That is incredible. If you haven't watched The League before, the football fantasy show that used to be on FX, check out their Christmas episode because they talk about Krampus in that, believe it or not. I know that show got canceled for some bad reasons. Bad meaning that one of the actors was a bit of a jerk. With that said, the Krampus episode is amazing. Check that out as well. Also, if you haven't seen the Krampus cartoon episode of American Dad. Freaking gold. Freaking gold. So happy I snagged the Krampus for my Krampus collection. Yes, the GF also grabbing one as well. The Demon of Christmas. Okay, Figures. What's up, buddy? Greg says, I picked it up, Tim. First Mythic Legion. That's awesome, Greg. Greg, you're going to freaking love it. The Mythic Legions are freaking insane. I only have like 3 or 4 of them. It's a rabbit hole I try to avoid. But I do have a Black Knight. I grabbed the Black Knight, the Red Guard Black Knight, I believe it was called, down from the Arthur series or whatever, when I was down at ZoloCon. I also have a Skull Army builder. They're awesome, but the Krampus is so unique. How to get it. Alyssa says, I just showed a coworker 10 minutes ago and he's like, what the hell? How do I order? I said, sorry, can't. Yeah, they're going to be freaking insanely valuable as well. Dante says he loves his Blunderlings. They're so freaking fun. I agree. Stephanie Wood, I don't know what that means. Vark Tech. Probably some type of ad, possibly. I don't know. Sorry if I didn't get it. Mom says the League was great. Loved that show. It was a great show. Their holiday specials are freaking hilarious. So good. Okay, Figure says, I'm more excited about Krampus than I am Christmas. That's because he's the demon of Christmas. Okay, Figures. Six Pack says, with that said, we need an American Dad line of figures. They have the bendables, but that's it. An American Dad Krampus figure. Yeah, you know, the closest we got to recently were those little Best Action figures, Loyal Subjects, not Best Action, sorry, Loyal Subjects, the Fox animation pack, which I love. I love those little guys. They look cool, but you can't do much with them, right? Greg says, I can recite Christmas Vacation verbatim. Best movie ever. Squirrel! Lacerda says, Krampus and Christmas Mezco will be fun together. I completely agree, sir. I even want to mix them together with my cloth, my cloth NECA figures, which I have most of those Christmas figures as well. Sipsec says, at Jeremy Padower, look up. Jeremy Padower, what's he doing? But yeah, guys, as I said, freaking just crazy week for toy hunting. Things have been crazy recently. So, you know, it's the holiday season and, you know, we're all in misery, you know. Actually, it's Christmas and we're all in misery, but you get what I'm saying. So, everybody, we're getting ready to call it a night as we're at about the 42-minute mark as we're talking right now. Again, Black Series, if you really wanted that Rancor and it didn't pass, I'm sorry. Again, although I feel like overall it's better for the fans that it did not pass because hopefully that'll force them to kind of get themselves a little bit more together regarding what they should be doing with such projects. I'm happy G.I. Joe got through because I'm a bit of a G.I. Joe freak anymore over the last few years since the resurgence of the brand. And again, Ghostbusters fans, we haven't talked much about that with the Proton Pack. Very happy for you because I know Trans Aaron's talked to me. It is insanely expensive to really kit bash and put together a really good version of a Proton Pack. I know some people hit the Halloween spirit and build up, but again, very cool. So Ghostbusters fans, you're winning. Marvel Legends fans, you're the freaking jackpot winner. G.I. Joe fans, congratulations, you guys are winning. You know, so congratulations on all those getting through. Maybe we'll get other Transformers down the road, Power Rangers. There's a rumor that we're getting a Black Series, Marvel Legends live stream, like a live fans first Friday or Monday next week, coming up for the holiday to show off some 2022 product. Hawkeye looks cool. Kate Bishop looks cool. That's by an entire Disney Plus wave. So much going on, so much money to spend on ourselves, so much money to spend on our loved ones. It's the Christmas season. It's what's going to happen. So everybody, thank you so much for joining us tonight. I hope I didn't come across too negative, as though this is a very divisive topic, but also I'm not going to pull punches. I want to share my actual opinion as accurately as I can. So this is the part where I ask you to please subscribe if you are new. Please leave a comment after the video. Helps it pass and grow to other people in the dreaded YouTube algorithm. If you don't follow us over at Instagram, Disavowed _12. Check us out over there for live toy content on a daily basis, especially if you are new here to the channel. Hit that like button if you could please so do. So we will be here again next Wednesday evening on the, I believe it's the 15th, correct? Is the 8th. So we'll be here for the 15th. I'm not quite sure what we're going to do the following week. The week of the holiday quite yet. So I will let people know. I will definitely be on here next week, though, with a little bit more Christmas goodness going on in the background. So thank you so much for all your support, everybody. I can't tell you how much I appreciate everybody being here. I know your time is precious, so you spend some time with us here as a community is incredible here on the channel. So everybody, thank you so much again. Take care. Stay healthy. I'll be seeing all of you at the pegs.